In debt? In too deep? Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union says, stop treading water and get out of the deep end. If you've got debt, make a splash and come get some cash. If Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union can refinance your car, boat, camper, motorcycle, credit cards, personal or home loan, they'll pay you up to $500. So come take the plunge right now. Refinance your loans. Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union will pay you. 5 convenient locations. Visit atfcu.com. Equal housing lender.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain event.
Guess what time it is? My time. You can check your iPhone. Better say it's our time.
With your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 pounds and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant. It is Thursday, the best day of the week. Brad Matthews, Jason Swain here with you. About 4 minutes past the top of the hour. It is June the 27th. Oh my goodness, the month is flying by. Thank you so much for joining the show this morning. Download the free Swain Event app, Apple, Android devices. You can watch the broadcast. We like to call it Swain Event TV. Periscope, Facebook Live, and on YouTube. You can stream the show, desktop, laptop, at SwainEvent.com. Brad, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How we doing? Feeling peachy on this Thursday morning?
I'm great, man. I am wonderful, fantastic, blessed.
Another day above ground.
Exactly. Congratulations, Vanderbilt. Whatever.
Hey, I hinted at it yesterday. We knew it was a possibility.
Yeah. I mean, I picked them to win a couple weeks ago.
There you go.
But, whatever, man. Congratulations, Vanderbilt. Whatever.
Tough luck for Ben. I know he was pulling for Big Blue.
Yeah, I think he was. I mean, I was yesterday, too.
Or he was pulling for the Noles in Florida State.
Yeah,
because of the coach and the story.
Yeah.
But if he had to predict a winner, it was going to be Michigan.
Yeah. And me, I predicted Vanderbilt. I just guessed.
Same.
To be honest.
I just thought they were the hottest team coming in. A lot of people were on the UCLA bandwagon, the Bruins. They just weren't a complete team, in my opinion. They could put it all together for a run and for a stretch, and they could look like the best team, but not UCLA.
I will say this, though. Can Michigan beat an SEC team in anything? And I'm not trying to sit here and beat my chest and claim Vanderbilt's championship just because we are a part of the SEC. It's one of the most annoying things ever. Like Alabama was dominating.
Yeah, SEC.
Yeah, SEC. You can't beat us. Yeah, you can't beat us. Like, come on, Tennessee fans. I mean, that's not our success. That's Alabama's success.
We can't claim that. Yeah, SEC. Look what LSU doing. Look at Florida. Yeah, SEC. Auburn. Yeah. That's them. We have to create our own success.
SEC pride.
I'm not that guy who's trying to claim everyone's success to make my point about the SEC. But I was just sitting there kind of watching a couple endings yesterday, and I was like, man, here we go, man. Michigan's in the spot again with a chance to beat an SEC team, and they can't do it.
Never really had it at the plate yesterday. Never really had it at the plate.
I mean,
just consistent performance by Vanderbilt. Throw one up here, two up there, three up there, one up here, and just kept tacking on.
Man,
Michigan can never claw back.
The game was over early. Early. So Vanderbilt, they win championship. And then the biggest free agent in college basketball, the NCAA, they don't want us to call it free agency. This is why they're thinking about changing the rule, which we'll get to here in a second. But since I only have a limited amount of time to call these guys free agents, I'll do that. Kerry Blackshear Jr., the biggest free agent in college basketball, did not pick Tennessee. He picked Florida over Kentucky, over Virginia Tech, over Tennessee. Didn't even take a visit to Texas A&M. It tells you a lot about what he thinks about Buzz Peterson during his time at Virginia Tech. You're not going to at least go down for a free trip and say, hey, coach.
Nah, Buzz, I'm sorry.
Hey, coach, let me catch up with you. Let's go to dinner. At least get you some free scripts, some steaks, at least, like an official visit.
Or some gear.
You don't want to go hang out with your old coach? That tells you a lot about what he thinks about Buzz Peterson. Nah, I'm good, man. I don't have any time to hang out with Buzz Peterson. Not even for free scripts. No, thank you. Don't want to see Buzz Peterson. So it came down to Tennessee, Virginia Tech, and Florida. And from the beginning, and Ben was on with us when we were talking about this, I was like, man, Florida has a lot to offer. I mean, that roster is probably in a position to go win now. Young nucleus last year that beat LSU twice. Defensively, they were one of the best teams in college basketball, especially in the SEC. They don't have a post presence. I mean, they got some athletic guys. Isaiah Stokes, I hope he has gotten better shape this year.
That's one thing you could say.
Hey, he big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he big boy.
And he can move some bodies down in the block.
Well,
he just needs to stay block to block.
He had trouble moving his own body.
Yeah.
It's a good thing he can move other people's body, but he's only able to do that for about 3 minutes and 20 seconds before he had to come out because he's breathing so hard.
I get why Florida may be attractive. He's a Florida native. Don't know if he's a Florida fan, but a Florida native. But have you been convinced by watching Mike White, at least offensively, on the offensive side of the court, that there's any organization there? That there's any consistency and constant gradual movement in the right direction as a team? Yeah, he's got good talent. But is there consistent play? They can find a spark there and beat LSU and beat a good team. Always play great defensively. I don't know how that's an attractive location if I'm one of the premier front court players.
From a pure basketball decision, it doesn't make sense to me to pick Florida over Tennessee. Tennessee lost 3 players to the NBA. They lost 2 guys you can give the ball to and they can go make something happen. And you can throw Jordan Bone in there because he can do the same thing. But you lost 3 dudes to the NBA. You're going to have more opportunities to get your shot, have plays called for you at Tennessee than at Florida. Florida has a group of guys that will be looking to the NBA. They recruited some highly rated players. Mike White is better on defense. But as far as a team, I think Florida has a chance to go deeper in the tournament than Tennessee.
If they put it together.
I mean, I do. I think they have some really nice pieces, and maybe that plays into it. But Kerry Blackshear is from Orlando, Florida. Went to Evans High School. Does that play a part? I don't know. But from a basketball standpoint, help me understand, because it doesn't make sense to not select Rick Barnes, who took 3 dudes who were not ranked high and then developed them into NBA draft picks. But you going to Florida? Okay. All right, cool. All right. Okay. That's what you want to do, man. We got something for you.
Be interesting to see if something comes out referring to the Orlando tie. Is there a Florida fandom there? Is there a big group of family members pulling him back down to the home state? Or does he just miss home?
Brad, let me tell you.
Or is there something outside of basketball going on?
Let me tell you something, Brad.
Educate me.
Well, I'm to the point now with everything going on at LSU, football, basketball. I'm to the point where I don't believe anything is above board. And I don't care, to be honest. It doesn't bother me one bit. I'm not the fan that gets upset because another school is doing something they're not supposed to be doing. I'm not upset. I'm like, okay, we gotta learn how to do that too then. That's me. I'm like, okay, we gotta do that too. Because I'm not gonna hate the player. I'm not gonna hate the player. You're gonna get mad, hate the game. And that's where I am. I'm so disgusted with the NCAA. But I'm not going to get mad at the school for doing a little something that's illegal. And I'm not accusing Florida of doing this. But I, personally, I go to that thought first. Whenever someone makes a decision, I go, oh, yes.
How are we going to do that?
It's tainted. It's not a pure decision. Nope. Something's going on. That's where I am now, because the NCAA they've lost all credibility. No one respects them anymore. No one respects them.
It's true.
So people just do what they want. So I just expect everybody to just do what they want and not follow the rules. That's where I am now.
I mean, how is there any accountability? How are you going to hold some of these college basketball coaches' feet to the fire with Will Wade still coaching and working at LSU?
You can't. I saw what Oklahoma State hired a top recruit's brother
as an assistant coach.
They just had an assistant coach get in trouble. They're not careful at all. They don't care. Well, we won't pay you. We won't pay you to come. But we'll pay your brother to come by giving him a job only because he is your brother. It's like Konzo did it 2 years ago. Konzo hired Michael Porter Jr.'s father.
Right to staff.
Smart move.
Mm-hmm.
Smart move.
Got Michael and Jante.
Like football, you can't do that. Football, it's a reason why we decided to bring in J.J. Peterson over Rush Probst. Because in football, if you go recruit a kid from a certain school, you can't hire that high school coach unless you make him on the field coach. Or you're not allowed to go and recruit that same high school for a year or two, something like that. The Oklahoma State, it's like, whatever, man. Ain't nobody thinking about the NCAA. No one's scared of you. No one's scared of you. You know, like Halloween, everyone gets in a scary mood. Everyone gets in, hey, let's try to scare Brad. Let's try to scare Brad. So Brad, you're walking down the street and someone pops out, boo. and you look at them and go, man, please, get out of here, man.
I'd probably be scared.
Julius,
honestly.
is that you behind that mask? I know that was you, man. You can't scare me. That's the NCAA. NCAA is Julius. Be afraid of us. Follow our rules, or we will bring the hammer down. And everyone's like, man, please. The NCAA is like the substitute teacher. You walk in the classroom.
Oh, yeah.
Miss Perkins is not there today. Yo, you texting your friends. Yo, we got a sub. We got a sub. It's going down today. We having fun today. We don't have to follow the rules. We don't have real work. We have a sub today. The TV is sitting on a stand today. We're good. The TV is on a stand today. We're not doing work. We're watching a movie. We have a sub.
I see a stack of Bill Nye Science Guy movies.
We're watching movies today. We have a sub. That is the NCAA. They're the sub. No one respects the sub. That's where I am right now. I don't respect the NCAA. I don't care if teams are cheating. I don't care. Again, I'm not accusing Florida of cheating, because they would do they would never do such a thing. They wouldn't do that. Ah, man, Kerry Blackshear going to Florida. 865-255-03 B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline. Yo, NCAA, are we gonna change this rule before you going to allow Aubrey Solomon to play, or before? That's kind of what I need to know. I need to talk through it. So we'll do that next. Swain event fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Stay with us.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Hey y'all, check it out. Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue has a brand new special right now that you don't want to miss. It's their delicious sausage and cheese plate in a just right for one size, only $6 from 2 to 6 p.m. We're talking sliced smoked sausage or smoked bologna with pita rounds, smoked cheese, beer mustard, and basting sauce. Whew, that's some good eating. Dead End Barbecue. The barbecue search is over.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
As summer selling season heats up, here are 3 home features buyers are loving. Borrow a few or all of these to potentially up the appeal and value of your home. Number 1. Get back to basics. Never underestimate the power of a nice walkway, quality mulch, some flowering shrubs, and a couple of nice planters. Number 2, embrace a new neutral. While beige and white are classic, new neutrals are trending. Opt for soft grays, or you can even try a neutral blue. Number 3, open space is all the rage. Homebuyers are still on the hunt for open concept floor plans. Even if your rooms are enclosed, mirrors and ample natural light can help open up your space. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, you need a professional that will be by your side every step of the way. Call me, Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty at 865-694-5904 or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
You're listening to the Swain event.
And you know this, man!
You remember in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the show how I asked you, Brad, how you were doing?
Yes.
And what did you say?
Doing well. Any day above ground.
And I told you I was doing great. I think I'm talking myself into not doing so well. Because at the beginning of the show, we mentioned that Vanderbilt won the World Series, the College World Series. And then Kerry Blackshear picked Florida, of all places, over Tennessee. And now the NCAA conveniently is going to tighten up the transfer rules before we hear anything on Aubrey Solomon and D'Angelo Gibbs. And basketball transfer Uros Plavic. Close enough.
Better than I would have done.
So we got 3 guys, 2 in football, 1 in basketball. We need a waiver. Like, can we go ahead and get this waiver and then you guys can change the rules, NCAA, make it tougher? Well, that's what's going on. I saw Vol Nation's favorite journalist, Dan Woken, wrote an article, USA Today, talking about the transfer portal and the rule changes. What they're trying to do is they're trying to make the reason for wanting these immediate transfers, they're trying to make folks stop just using the excuse of a sick family member. They're trying to make it more legit and force schools, kids to provide some type of evidence. So they want, like, they really want some real evidence. Like, okay, who is sick, and if we grant you this waiver, how are you providing care if we allow you to come back home? They're college athletes. They're not the nurse. They're not going to be providing care. All they're doing is going to be able to go back home and see their sick family member. But the NCAA, they got tired of people making fun of them, saying, "Oh, it's free agency. It's like the NBA. It's like the NFL. It's college football free agency, college basketball free agency." They want to get away from being labeled as that, but that's what it is.
That's what it should be.
That's what it should be.
But I think you're getting these restrictions because of the few examples, or maybe many examples, of student athletes taking advantage of the transfer process before these guidelines were laid down or presented. Because you could say, my Auntie Gigi, twice removed on my, ex-mother-in-law's side, whatever it may be, she's sick, but I'm close to her, so I want to move back to this area, and that's my reasoning. There was not a lot of due diligence, from what I understand, on certain reasons that came behind a transfer, especially health-related issues with family members. I don't think there's an issue with providing some documentation to make sure it's legit. But I do see your point that student athletes shouldn't be expected to document how they are going to provide additional care for moving back. They just want to be in the area if this is a legit thing. It is their grandma, it is their mom, it is whoever, and they just want to be in the area. If something does hit the fan, they can be closer.
Check this out, man. Check this out. This is what the NCAA wants athletic directors to do. In cases where an athlete was run off by a coach or essentially had their scholarship pulled for non-disciplinary reasons, the NCAA will require a written statement from the athletics director at the previous school stating whether the athlete would not have an opportunity to return to the team. The committee is also being instructed to deny cases where the athlete can't document that they've been run off. So basically, they want the athletic director to write a letter that says, "Yo, we just kicked the kid out of school." Like, how realistic is that? That's what you don't want. You don't want anyone of your organization to admit that. We've processed kids. But you don't need your AD. You don't need your head coach coming out and saying, "Yo, we just kicked the kid off the team." Not because he did anything wrong off the field, because he stinks. And he can't help us play football, win games, and we want to use a scholarship for someone else. Like the NCAA, the more rules that they make, the less it makes sense to me. The NCAA, 2 high-profile quarterbacks. Justin Fields, Tate Martell. Justin Fields from Georgia, Tate Martell from Ohio State. They get a decision in, less than a month?
They were prominent.
Maybe 2?
Big names coming out of high school.
Now, they did have legal representation, but they get their answer quick. A tight end from Georgia is trying to go back home to Illinois because his grandfather is sick. Denied. Offensive lineman from Virginia Tech, Brock Huffman. Let's say Huffman. Is trying to go to a smaller school to be closer to his mother. Denied. Justin Fields, a baseball player in the stands of a football game, dropped the N-word. And he uses that. It just doesn't make sense. Can we...
But let's be real. I mean, he was going for playing time.
Correct, but
like, that's what he used.
Yeah, but he gets a waiver. Tennessee, we have 3 guys right now who are waiting for an answer from the NCAA. And I hate to feel like this. I hate to be a pessimist. I hate to be negative. I hate to be the one putting out negative energy in the universe. But I'm a Tennessee fan.
It happens a lot.
And we have not received an answer. And the NCAA is talking about changing these rules to make it even harder for transfers to get a waiver. So here we are. How am I supposed to feel? Am I supposed to be optimistic about Aubrey Solomon getting cleared? Huh? No, I'm not supposed to be positive about this. Now, here's a good thing. Tennessee is a big-time school. Tennessee is not Illinois. Tennessee is not Coastal Carolina. I think that's where the young man transferring from Virginia Tech wants to go, or a small school like that. That's the good news. We Tennessee, we have the ability to get a lawyer if we need to, a big-time lawyer. Maybe we can hook up Aubrey Solomon with one of our lawyers. Maybe that's against the rules too, but who cares? That's my saving grace. Is, hey, we're Tennessee. We're not the little school. We're not Illinois. Maybe we can make it happen. But just as Tennessee's luck that they're going to make this harder right now.
Definitely, I mean, detrimental moving forward for situations like this that Tennessee's currently in. But you submit these requests under the previous guidelines, you should be, asked to follow those previous guidelines, not these new ones implemented after your request should already be in the process of being evaluated, correct?
So since we've already submitted our paperwork to be cleared, we should be good to go.
The less strict rules, right?
Yeah, we should be able to play. Now, whoever transfers next year,
glass half full.
Whoever transfers next year, you in trouble.
Yeah,
you in trouble.
But just give us these 3 first.
Last year, 2016, 2017, 21 waiver requests. This past year, 18, 19, 60 requests, and 68 of those requests were approved as of May 29th.
Wow.
The two guys that fell in that, was that 29%? 39%, excuse me, 32%. Goodness gracious. 32%. Luke Ford and Brock Huffman, who were denied. 32%. Where's my math? So most of everyone is getting a waiver.
It would be interesting to see the date of submission of these requests and the date of response.
That's what I want to know too. 865-255-03. Around the SEC is coming up next.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
At Hiller, we care about your family's comfort all year long. If you get caught without air conditioning this summer, we're offering a free service call with any repair. That's a free service call when we do the work on your HVAC system. Visit happyhiller.com to schedule your appointment today.
On the happy face truck today.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
We're here with Dr. Mike Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, or instability, Achilles tendonitis, golfers or tennis elbow, do what I did and give them a call.
Yeah, Jason, we specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged ligaments, tendons, and joints, including things like rotator cuff injuries, knee instability, elbow problems, as well as foot problems like plantar fasciitis, Achilles, things of that nature, by injecting with stem cells in what's called PRP, or platelet-rich plasma. And this form of treatment we do under ultrasound, so we know we have our target. And it also stimulates the body's own reparative process, and this allows for the healing of damaged tissue. And as you well know, numerous professional and collegiate athletes, guys like Steph Curry, Tiger Woods, and even yourself with your ankle injury, have been using this form of treatment for years. And so we offer that same type of treatment here in East Tennessee.
Visit them on the web at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in regenerative therapy.
Craving flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at your local grocery store. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gluten-free select varieties like the cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy small-town flavor in every bite. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
I'm Vince Moore, wide receiver, VFL 1991, and you're listening to the Swain event. Around the SEC, powered by 42nd Street Marketing, your game-winning play call for design, marketing, and branding.
Around the SEC is brought to you by 42nd Street Design, 42xd.com. Just sticking with the theme of transfers. NCAA is likely to tighten transfer waiver guidelines. 247sports.com. Some more news and notes about this potential change. When athletes transfer closer to home within a 100-mile radius because of a family member's illness or injury, the NCAA would then require a treatment plan detailing the student-athlete's caregiving responsibilities and paperwork from both schools. That's what I was saying earlier. Caregiving responsibilities? Bro.
You shouldn't be punished for wanting to be closer to a family member that is losing their life.
I got to give you caregiving responsibilities. I have to document that. I can't even get a job as a student athlete, but I have to document caregiving responsibilities. I just plan to go travel home. I plan on visiting my family more, being closer to home. It's going to be easy for me to go back home. That's it. I have to tell you that I'm the one that's going to be doing the work of the nurse. I mean, I don't get that. Why is it just restricted to a 100-mile radius? What's that, an hour and a half? So kids that go to school 7-8 hours away from home, but there's a school 2.5 hours away from home, they can't go to that school. That's still closer to home. So instead of a drive or instead of a flight, you can make that drive. Instead of a long day in the car, it's a shorter drive. Like, I don't get this at all. They're trying to make it a lot harder than it needs to be.
You mentioned Brock Hoffman trying to transfer, Virginia Tech offensive lineman trying to transfer to Coastal Carolina. You mentioned his mother. This is not just, hey, I want to be close to my mom. He's now appealing the denial to the NCAA. His mom is dealing with complications from a 2017 brain surgery, removing a tumor. But that's not reason enough to allow this boy to transfer and have immediate eligibility when literally every day is magnified and every minute you're trying to wring out of this, relationship between you and your mom, trying to soak up every last second. Denied. Where are we with this? I mean, this is a society issue for this to be even in the wording that the NCAA is using. Or am I off base there?
It doesn't make any sense, man. That's why no one respects the NCAA. This stuff doesn't make sense at all.
I read this and say, if you have the bigger wad, regardless of your story, your statement, we will create something to pass along for the bottom line on ESPN and for all the headlines. We'll get you to the school. You just come pay your way. That's what I see. If it's a real issue and you're not a big name, whether it's coming out of high school or a big name in college where you've been playing, it's going to be pretty difficult because you're just a regular kid.
And it shouldn't be about that.
No.
It's
pathetic.
That's why, I see those commercials during the NCAA tournament where the NCAA is trying to market themselves and the shield. And I laugh and then I become disgusted because they're just full of crap. But at least let Aubrey Solomon get his waiver before you change this rule. I take it back. You're not full of crap, NCAA. You okay. But as soon as Aubrey Solomon gets his waiver and Uros and D'Angelo, then I'll call him crap. No, they are crap. Let's just get a lawyer. 865-250-503 B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Kerry Blackshear picks Florida over Tennessee.
Is there a quick fix?
What you mean for?
Is there one rule this will take care of everybody that you can implement? Everybody gets one freebie. You get one free transfer, and then that's it. Is there a rule like
No.
that? Maybe not that.
No,
but
because what if you transfer somewhere and the place you go to, the coach gets fired?
it's tough. You should have evaluated the position that you were putting yourself in better and done your due diligence, researched it. If you knew that was a possibility and that would deter you from wanting to stay, if they parted ways with that coach after next year, your first year on campus, you have to know that that's a possibility.
What if
this big boy world here.
What if Donnie Tyndall recruits you? He is in his first year as Tennessee coach, so he's right in the front of his grace period. He's going to be there 3, 4, 5 years at least, right? And then he gets fired after his first season because of all the stuff that happened at Southern Miss. If Dave Hart didn't know and didn't vet him properly, how the heck are you supposed to know? As a 19, 20, 21-year-old young man, how are you supposed to know that? That's not something you can Google. That's not something that's on Wikipedia.
And maybe you add stipulations in certain situations that will allow a second. But I think we could all do our due diligence at that point and figure out if I really want to move schools and if I really want to make the best decision for me, it's worth it to do a little research. Do a little due diligence and make sure that this is going to, regardless of what happens, if this domino falls, I'm still going to be all right. If these 2 dominoes fall, I'm still going to be all right. But maybe that's too much. Maybe I'm in a pipe dream.
So I'm so over the NCAA. Golly, I'm so over there, man. 60 requests to transfer and get waivers was made 2018, 2019. 68% as of May 29th was approved. I just want Aubrey Solomon and D'Angelo Gibbs and Uros to be in that 68%. Let me take that. GBO says Justin Fields and Tate Martell makes NCAA money. Those other kids don't. Simple. Pretty simple for me. It's all about the money. Follow the money. It is about the money. It's always been about the money, right? You can try to hide it. You can try to conceal it. You can try to deter from the root of all decision making for the NCAA. It's about the money. It's about the money. 865-255-03 B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline. Who we got there?
I believe I heard Hillbilly Bopper.
Yeah,
is that correct?
That is right. Hillbilly Bopper. Good morning.
Good morning, Swain. It's been a while, my friend.
It's good to hear from you, man. Hope you're doing well.
Well, I'm out and down here in the trenches in Georgia, and just trying to crawl my way out back to the top, like everybody else. I'm tired of all this mess that we've got going on the hill about Blackshear not coming. Who cares? Let him go to Florida to a 20-16 team of last year, and Vanderbilt won the SEC the College World Series and the SEC tournament. Who cares? Vanderbilt.
They did. They won it.
I'm not going to chant SEC for them.
Absolutely not.
Because they belong in the AAC.
Absolutely not.
So, but no, man, I just wanted to call and weigh in on the NCAA thing. I think it's just ludicrous that, we can't allow these young men who have basically almost legal responsibilities. What if the father was absent in the case? What if, there's just a lot of what ifs with what's going on with these transfers right now. And I think the rule that they had made was good for the game, but now it's starting to turn. And we're starting to see more and more, guys that just want to get out. They get, excuse my language, butthurt at being a backup QB and they can't make it. And we know a good example of that is Justin Fields from Georgia. And, you know, and this guy that has got a mom that's dealing with brain issues, I mean, he can't get there. And I'm glad he is appealing. I wish he'd appeal it and take it to the Supreme Court, and they changed the rule. I know it may not go that far, but, you know, come on, guys. What society are we living in today? But that's all. I'm going to go ahead.
I hope there's an attorney or a lawyer somewhere that's like, yo, I'm gonna offer my services for free. Like we got to stop this, and it's gonna take people to really stand up and come together and fight against the NCAA. And the state of California is kind of making a step because there's a bill that's being weighed, and the bill would permit college players in the state of California to earn money from their likeness.
I love it.
And Mark Emmert's about to pee on himself about it. I mean, he's nervous because that means USC, UCLA, any school in California, those athletes can make money off their own name. Man, I will be committing to USC in a second if this bill passes. I couldn't wait to go to USC.
It passes in California, it'll spread like wildfire.
Or UCLA.
No pun intended.
Yeah, you pass this
spread like crazy.
Yeah, you pass this law in California, another state steps up, another state steps up, and then NCAA really loses power. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a turn for the NCAA because of as many scholarships that are allowed each year that they're going to have to start limiting scholarships in some way just because of the fact that it's going to turn into a legal battle over all these transfers. So it's getting closer, and I understand. You know, I just hate it for these guys that have quote unquote legal responsibilities to family and not the sport. So, but guys, thanks for taking my call. Hope y'all have a good rest of the day. And I'll say one thing: I would rather rise to the top than anchor drown. And have a good day, my
See
friends.
you, man.
Good
See you.
stuff, Hillbilly.
The California legislator has yet to blink at the huff and puff of NCAA President Mark Emmert. The LA Times reports that the so-called Fair Play to Play Act has advanced from the California Assembly Arts, Entertainment, Sports Tourism, and Internet Media Committee, despite threats from Emmert that California universities could be banned from competing for national championships if student athletes are permitted to generate revenue from their names, images, and likeness. The bill prevents the NCAA from banning a school from competition if athletes receive compensation unrelated to the payment from the university. The California Senate previously passed a bill. If this bill is passed, it could be effective January 1, 2023. Let's go, California. Let's do this. The only thing that stinks is what school from California really about to win a championship in a sport that we all care about around here in the South. Like, come on now. No one cares about swimming and diving. No one cares about
equestrian.
Water polo. I'm sure they do that at UCLA. What about football? What about basketball? I would say baseball, but NCAA don't even want to pay a third assistant.
Which is pathetic.
But football and basketball. Can someone from California be good enough to win a championship? When I first saw this, I was like, well, guys, you don't have to worry about competing for a national championship in any sport that matters around here because you stink. The Pac-12 stinks. In basketball. And in football, they only have Washington right now. So, just saying. Let's get to Cam in Florida. Cam, good morning.
Good morning. How's it going, guys?
What's up, Cam?
Good morning.
Not much. Something I was curious about your opinion on with the, how players getting paid is becoming a lot more something that's getting talked about a lot more commonly. Do you think if that's something that happened, nationwide, if it would make Tennessee, since money's never really been an issue, become better faster? It's not something I really want to see, but I just wonder,
You don't want to see players paid?
It's not that I'm like completely against it. I just kind of am the type of person that doesn't like change, and I just feel like it would change college football somewhat, and I'm a lot more fond of college football than NFL.
I'm with you. Okay, I got what you're saying.
It would slowly morph into like a minor league play of the NFL. Slowly,
But
sure.
what I'm saying is the schools that have more money, like Tennessee, do you think they would have even more superior advantage than they already have now?
Yes. The schools with the most money would, if it became legal and you could just buy kids out of high school, and it was, it's what a lot of schools are doing anyways, but if it was like known and it was legal or whatever, then yeah, the schools with the most money would be the ones that would be the best, because I would go to the highest bidder all day long if I was coming out of high school, and if it was above board. I would go to the highest bidder that gave me the best opportunity to achieve my goals. Yeah, no doubt about it.
Basically what I'm asking then is, do you think it would help Tennessee return to recruiting more dominantly than they have in the last decade or so?
I think if there was a rule that allowed anyone and everyone to get paid, it would help Tennessee be better faster. Yes.
But the game would be different, as you mentioned, Cam.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's all I had. I was just curious what you thought about it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. It just depends on if we were willing to do all that stuff and spend. Because remember, we barely trying to operate in the black around here.
Yes, very true. At least right now.
Yeah, so if you have it, then you have a chance. But let's not pretend like the NCAA doesn't know who's out here cheating anyways. Like, they know what's going on. They just can't do anything. They can't go pull bank account records. They don't have that power. They don't have subpoena power. They don't. The government does. The FBI does. They can go and do that. That's why the basketball wiretap stuff has been so huge, because the FBI is doing all the work for the NCAA. But the NCAA, you don't think they know who's cheating in football? They know who's cheating. Like, Cam Newton played in a championship game in 2010. But they're not going to run up in Cecil Newton's bank and go, yo, we need to see some bank records. They can't do that. They can't. So Auburn was like, we playing them. You can't prove it. Now what? We know what happened with Cam Newton, and I'm happy for Cam that he got paid at Auburn. I don't care. I love it, man. I like when players get paid. Don't bother me one bit.
Drop off the bag. They dropped off the satchel.
No, they backed up the Brinks truck. Beep, beep, beep. They had two guards pop out with guns and a bulletproof vest. They delivered that money to Cecil Newton's church with security officers. They backed up the Brinks truck.
Speaking of Cam, did you see the latest on him? That video that popped up, him on a plane?
Oh, yeah. We talked about that on Tuesday a little bit when he went
the look
overseas
of his face.
Yeah, he was surprised.
$1,500. The guy's like, no.
You peasant?
You peasant?
You peasant? You turn down $1,500? I'm rich.
It's like, but it's cash.
I'm rich.
It's like, no. All right.
I'm rich. How dare you turn down my $1,500? You're supposed to just do what I tell you to do, you poor peasant. I didn't know normal people have $1,500 they can turn down.
That's the exact vibe I got from him.
Yeah,
like,
Cam.
Who are you to say no to me?
Yeah, Cam. People got jobs out here too, man. They make money too. You ain't the only person making a lot of money. So
had me dying.
Go sit over there in your seat, B7, and you're gonna need some ice hot for your knees after the flight. Because I don't want your money.
Does he bounce back from his shoulder this year? They're starting to compare it to Andrew Luck's and all this junk, and like, how bad is it? Because, I mean, we all know he throws an absolute seed. But we also know that he's all about Cam. He's going to take care of his body probably before he goes out there and lays it on the line, you know, like if ball's loose in like the Super Bowl or something, you know.
Hypothetically, right?
Yeah.
Hypothetically, if he's playing the Super Bowl and there's a fumble and he has a chance to jump on it, you know, hypothetically he would choose not to, right? And hypothetically, after the game, losing, you know, he'll walk out the press conference. Hypothetically, I don't know if he's going to bounce back because I don't know what his wide receivers look like. I always trust Greg Olsen. I always trust him, but wide receivers, I just don't know.
Some young guns. Curtis Samuel from Ohio State, but he's still injury plagued. Got Christian McCaffrey coming out of the backfield. He's a nice little addition. But did they draft Will Grier for a reason? I think yes.
I mean, if Cam is hurt, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Will Grier can possibly be better than Derek Anderson, who they had in the past. So, 865-255-03B, dry waterproofing hotline. Hour 2 is coming up around the corner. We have touchdown turnover. Appreciate the phone call from Hillbilly Bopper and Cam in Florida. Yo, NCAA, can we get an answer for Aubrey Solomon before y'all start changing stuff? Like back in the day of my club going days on the Strip, there was a place called RT's, and if there was too many people, the fire marshal would come and not allow anybody in. Yo, can I just get in before you cut off people from getting in? Can I slide through first? I mean, if the limit's 1,000, can I be 1,001 and then you stop anyone else from coming in? NCAA, can we get Aubrey Solomon and Gibbs and Uros Plavic? Can we get those guys in the club first before you start changing the rules? Swain event.
At work, can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain event app.
It's going to be mostly sunny today with a high of 91 and a low of 67. There is a 10% chance of rain tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high near 90 and a low around 67. More of the same on Saturday with a high in the low 90s. Weather on the Swain event is brought to you by Be Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, Be Dry can help. BeDry.com.
Do you have sloping or uneven floors, foundation cracks, or a leaning chimney? Do your windows and doors not open properly, or are there gaps where the floor and walls meet? Don't worry, B-Dry offers approved foundation repair solutions like steel I-beams, helical piering, epoxy injections, carbon fiber applications, and more. Make sure that your home is on stable ground with B-Dry. Call them at 865-588-0454 or find them online at bdry.com.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Hey guys, it's Jason Swain. June is Men's Health Month, so Low T Center has 2 special offers in June to encourage you to take care of your health. Right now, get all of your levels checked with the comprehensive health assessment for only $49. That includes T levels, thyroid, prostate, cholesterol, and more. And if you don't sleep well and you think you may have sleep apnea, Take a home sleep test in the comfort of your own bed this month for only $49. Guys, taking care of your health should be a priority. Low T Center makes it easier. Call them 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com.
Thinking about trying CBD oil but not sure where to get it or who to trust for a quality supplement? Our friends at Tennessee Valley Hemp Company invite you to try their full spectrum hemp extract, available in 500 milligram and 1,000 milligram strengths. They are a local company based right here in Knoxville whose crops are grown in East Tennessee. Their farmers are committed to cultivating pharmaceutical-grade hemp oil that produces results. It is only available in community pharmacies where you can get questions answered by experienced professionals. If you are unsure whether or not it's okay to take hemp extract with your existing medications, pharmacists are happy to perform interaction checks that keep you safe and healthy. You can find out more by visiting or calling any of these local drugstores. Gordon's Drugstore in Carnes, Vaughn's Drugstore in Powell, Stanford Drugs in New Tazewell, or Farragut Pharmacy in Farragut. Check them out on Facebook at Tennessee Valley Hemp Company, and don't forget to hit the like button. When you buy, remember to ask for the only hemp oil that supports your health and the Power T. Tennessee Valley Hemp Company. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Goes your car insurance.
Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Touchdown or Turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Touchdown Turnover, backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong, better rates and better service. Tennessee quarterback commit Harrison Bailey over the weekend. Well, actually, last couple days, won the MVP at the Rivals 5-Star Challenge as quarterback. Touchdown turnover. This is a huge deal. Touchdown turnover. This is a pretty big deal. Touchdown or turnover.
Touchdown for me. I think anytime you get that type of recognition among, at least at this point, early in their careers, high school careers, these are the best of the best. At least from analysts, former coaches, former players, both in the league and in the college level. These are the best of the best. You win MVP, you go out there and you do your thing at that level, with that competition, with those eyes on you. I think it's a big deal. I think it's a pretty big deal, especially at this stage. Now, is that what you harp on, a year from now when he's rolling onto campus and before he even, sets foot in practice with pads on, you're hyping him up? No. But this is something worth noting. I think it's a pretty big deal when you look at him and how you view him in the future.
I'm going to say touchdown. Here's why. There's good hype. There's bad hype. Bad hype is Tennessee being preseason number 15 right now, or preseason number 5 or number 3 or whatever. And this is the year and that's all it does is put a target on your back. That can be categorized as bad hype. Good hype is when you create a buzz in recruiting. You create momentum, and you want that hype. You want to be able to sell to recruits about, hey, you can be the reason for this enormous change in Tennessee. And it starts with this guy, Harrison Bailey. That's something that you can sell. And if your quarterback who's committed to you is being recognized by other people outside of Tennessee, it only validates their pitch to receivers, running backs, O-linemen, anyone in this class. And hey, man, we're building our future around this quarterback. And I know Tennessee may go out and get another quarterback, but it makes the pitch to other offensive players a little bit easier for Harrison Bailey because he has that hardware. Now, it doesn't guarantee him any success at this level, at the college level, but it does help with recruiting. Hype. Oh, let me see what Tennessee's talking about. Oh, let me take a visit to Tennessee. There's a lot of hype there, and then you just never know. When you get a kid on campus, anything can happen. So I think it is a big deal. Let's go to the phones and let's get to Andy. Andy, good morning.
How y'all doing this morning?
I'm wonderful, Andy. How are you, sir?
Good morning.
I'm doing all right. Just got home a little while ago. This transfer portal thing really just aches me. Like, they're saying that they're going to tighten things up, but yet they've already let Justin Fields eligibility. They've already let Jalen Hurt, and then also Tate Mitchell.
Tate Martell, the quarterback. All the quarterbacks have been granted a waiver. Now, Jalen Hurts is a grad transfer, so he didn't need any permission. He used the Vanderbilt slogan, "We don't need your permission."
Somebody had a good idea. Why don't they make it fair for everybody and just go ahead and approve it this year, but then next year do whatever in their mindset, I guess you could call it. I mean, because that's not fair to the rest. Especially with that other person that, his mom has cancer or something, and he wanted to move closer.
His mom
had a brain tumor removed. It was fortunately non-cancerous, but she's still dealing with complications of the surgery.
But I very disagree on the way the NCAA has treated a lot of these kids, I mean, it would help us a lot if we could get Aubrey Solomon and D'Angelo Gibbs. But I just don't see it happening. I hope it does, but I mean, look how long it's been and we ain't heard nothing.
Andy, did you request fairness?
Did what?
Did you request fairness? You
I believe you did, Andy. You said, why can't we make it fair for everybody, which I'm in total agreement with, but when you're talking about the NCAA, it's
Andy,
like what just came out of our mouths.
You know that it's never going to be fair.
Oh, no.
It's going to
we
be
can dream about it.
Yeah, it's going to be the big boys. The big boys will always get the benefit of the doubt. All you need to know is Donnie Tyndall got 10-year show calls. Bruce Pearl got 3-year show calls. And they're big-time programs, basketball programs, that they've been doing things for years in the NCAA because they lose money if those big schools get in trouble. They turn the other cheek.
To where those big programs have had their own players come out and like, yeah, it's true.
Like the assistant coach.
I didn't learn a thing.
Yeah, the assistant coach at Kansas was like, yo, we got to do this to get Zion. This is what it's going to take. And then Duke gets Zion. We just think Duke got Zion for free? So Kansas was willing to pay this for Zion, but Duke came and got Zion for free. That's what happened? Okay, cool. I believe it if that's what you want me to believe. But it's never going to be free, Andy. I mean, excuse me, never going to be fair.
No, we can dream about it, but it ain't never going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much all I get. Y'all have one day.
See you, man.
You too, Andy.
Yeah, D'Angelo Gibbs and Aubrey Solomon still waiting for an answer for the NCAA. Why are they still waiting on an answer again? I don't know. 865-200-5503 B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Thanks for the phone call, Andy. We don't have anyone else, do we?
We do not.
Okay. Just want to make sure. 865-200-5503. James from JC said, what happened with Blackshear and committing to Florida? Well, he's going to Florida. He's from Evans High School in Orlando, Florida. He's going back home. Rick Barnes is a better coach. Rick Barnes just had 3 players go to the NBA who were not top 250 players coming out of high school. He took a team full of those guys to the number 1 ranking. There's plenty of opportunities. There's more shots at Tennessee for him, like more shots available than I would guess at Florida. But he picked Florida. Maybe Florida has more in place for him to win, and I couldn't really blame him there. I think Florida does have more pieces with his presence to maybe win more games than at Tennessee. But you want to win games, or do you want to be developed to go to the next level better? I would take Rick Barnes and being developed a little bit better and prepared to go to the NBA. Like, have you seen Admiral Schofield and Grant Williams? Their videos of them talking, their videos of them training, they look prepared. They look ready to go. That would weigh for me a little bit more than having some pieces in place to maybe win some more games at Florida, but that's just me.
How many guys has Mike White put in the NBA?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Rick Barnes has a long track record. If that was the goal for Blackshear, I think he would have came here.
Yeah.
Or went to Kentucky.
I don't know, man.
As you mentioned at the beginning of the show, it does not make sense from a basketball standpoint.
No, it doesn't. Doesn't at all. 865-255-03 B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. It does make sense if he wants to go back to Florida. If he wants to be closer to home. That does make sense. My thing is, why did he go to Virginia Tech over Florida in the first place? I don't know that reason. I'm not insinuating anything. I truly don't know. Did Florida want him out of high school? For Tennessee to be in the mix, because at one point Tennessee wasn't even in the mix. But for Tennessee to get in the mix and for it to come down to Tennessee, Virginia Tech, Florida, I think that's a testament to the Tennessee basketball program and credibility that it has. That's one way to look at it. Orlando to Gainesville, about an hour and 30 minutes. About an hour and 30 minutes. So it's close to home for him. Close to home. Let's go back to the phones. Let's get to Mark. Mark, good morning.
Swain, my brother. What's going
up,
on?
Mark, man? Happy Thursday.
Yeah, you too. Best day of the week, bro.
That's right.
Hey, I got a question for you. A couple segments ago, did you say that 60 people had entered the portal waiver wire, whatever y'all want to call it?
Yes, 60 waiver request.
And you said 62 of them?
68%.
68%.
68% as of May 29th were approved, according to 247 Sports. 68% as of May 29th were approved out of the 60 that applied for a transfer waiver.
Did our guys put in for a waiver late?
It's been in there for a while.
No, man.
I'm just asking.
Nope. No. Huh. No, our waiver has like mold on it. You know how you put,
it looks like the pizza in my refrigerator.
Yeah, like you set bread out over time, it just develops mold. Just cheese get mold. That's our transfer waiver, man. It got mold on it.
Kill my appetite.
Yeah, my mama would scrape that off and say, "Toast it."
You already know, man. You cut around that mold. You gonna waste that's good bread. That's good bread. You can still use that.
Middle's still good.
Hey, you toast it, you won't know. The heat will kill it.
Yeah. My uncle used to cut around that mold on the cheese, and he would say, "You do realize that,
cheese is mold.
Cheese is technically mold." I'm like, dude, I'm not eating that. It's green. I'm not eating that.
I ate a lot of that stuff when I was a kid too. Hey, I got another question for you.
Yo.
Now, you say you talk a lot about Rick Barnes and the 3 people that he put in the NBA this year. How long has Rick Barnes been the coach?
At Tennessee, was he entering his 4th year?
Fourth year, right?
Yeah, fourth year. And let me stop you. Let me stop you, Mark. Let me stop you.
Who are the three that he's going to put there this year?
Let me stop you before we go further. Rick
right.
Barnes helped those guys. He didn't.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not down it, dude.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
ain't, this
and
ain't
he's
a
not a
downer
one and
call.
done.
This is
He's a developer.
Yeah, I don't want to make it seem like that Rick Barnes was the reason why these guys went to the NBA, because Grant, Admiral, and Jordan Bone put in the work. I know sometimes we give the coaches credit. I want to make sure that we are conscious and making sure that we highlight that the players put in the hard work. The players get the credit. So yeah, Rick Barnes helped these guys get to the leagues. I just wanted to clarify that. Sorry, Mark.
Oh, no worries, man. I know a lot of it's got to do with the player and the heart.
Correct.
But, the coach has got to keep them stirred up. So
exactly,
don't discount what he did either.
Exactly.
So who are the ones he's going to put in the league this year?
See, what had happened was, I think Lamonte has an opportunity.
Josiah James.
I think Josiah is going. I don't know if he's going to be a 1 year, one and done player, but he'll be an NBA player.
NBA scouts are projecting him as such.
Yeah.
Those are projections.
Yeah. He could, or he could stay, but there's prospects on this team that will make a run at the NBA. We have pro players. That's one thing we can say. We have pro players, and this team they'll be good. Just don't know how much. Don't know how far they'll go or how fast they'll gel, because there's a lot of new faces. But man, this team will be long. They'll be athletic. Lamonte is going to be the shortest guy. Everybody else is 6'6" and above. So we're going to be athletic.
We're going to play tall.
Yeah, we're going to be good defensively. We'll be athletic. I'm looking forward to seeing how Yves Pons develops, and now he enters a new stage of his career. So we're not going to be terrible. Kerry Blackshear would have made us a whole lot better. There's no doubt about that. But
yeah, but we don't need a black sheep on the family, though. So Pons was the one I was really curious about.
Who's that?
Because
Pons.
Yeah.
He lost his
I like
confidence,
the way
man.
he plays ball.
Don't sleep on Brock Jancic now.
Huh? No offense to Brock Jancic, because
Absolutely not.
I'm a big John Jancic fan. So.
Hey, I watched that boy play in high school.
Yeah, no,
he's got some game.
You just caught me off guard.
That was the intention.
But yeah, we'll be long, man. We'll be long. We'll be athletic. But to answer your question, I don't know if Tennessee has any NBA players right now.
I don't think they do either.
Yeah, right
I
now
think they
I
have
don't
two.
know. Yeah, right now I don't know. I know
maybe.
I know the people over there are very high on Olivier. Very high on him. Very.
Well, that's cool. All right, man. That's all I got. 9-3, baby. Go on.
Always good stuff from Mark.
Hey, man. I mean, Mark is not crazy for yelling out 9-3.
James is there, and I think Lamonte Turner will have his presence felt in the NBA at some point.
Lamonte Turner can shoot it.
He's got that type of game.
He plays defense. He is a dog. Patrick Beverly is in the NBA. Is one of the most fierce defenders in the league. He is a dog. This time last year, did anyone say, "Oh yeah, Jordan Bone, man, NBA player, he's gonna get drafted"? No one said that. Who knew that Admiral Schofield at this point last year was going to be drafted? Now, Grant Williams, yes. But not Admiral and Jordan Bone at this point last year.
And how many games was Lamonte Turner 100% in the last 2 years? Maybe 50% of them?
Now, he did have another surgery, too, on the shoulder. But in this case, he had plenty of time to recover and be healthy. But Lamonte's going to have a good year. I'm looking forward to seeing how he performs.
Fred.
Let's get to Fred next. Fred, good morning.
Good morning, Jason.
Hey, Fred.
Hey, I'm a first-time caller, long-time listener.
Yeah.
And I've sent you a few emails here and there. One of them a while back about my argument about Tom Brady not being all that everybody says he is just because of the protection he gets.
But you mean off the field protection or on the field protection?
Both.
Yeah. You're right.
But that's a discussion for another day. One thing that I did want to compliment you guys on how you keep it real and don't sugarcoat anything, and you just do a great job, and it's a pleasure to listen to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you. You deserve
You're
that.
welcome.
You deserve that, Fred. You don't deserve someone sugarcoating it for you and lying to you. So no, man, you deserve that.
Well, thanks. That's good stuff. The main thing I wanted to ask, listening to that last caller, it generated some other thoughts in my brain. But anyway, the main thing I wanted to ask is we talk about how Butch Jones was, how he was in the locker room. Obviously, the players probably didn't respect him a whole lot. I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about Pruitt in that regard. Do you feel like from your contacts and the word around the campus and all that these players are running through a wall for him?
I've heard some say that. I've heard some have resistance. I mean, I think that is pretty normal when you have change.
Okay.
You know, I think I would be lying. I would be disingenuous if I came on here and said every single player loves everything that Pruitt's doing and saying. No, because I didn't love everything my head coach was doing and saying.
From my understanding, right now, every player that Pruitt has recruited and brought here, he has the attention of. He has the attention of those guys, and they are paying attention, and they are going as hard as they can.
Yeah.
There was a transition period, a longer transition period for the players that he had adhered.
And Fred, you mentioned something that was very, very important. You said respect. I don't care if our players like the coaches or like their assistant coach. That doesn't matter. It's about respect. There was times when most of the time I didn't like my position coach, but I respected him because of what he had done previously and the things that he was telling me, things that were right, and how he was educating me on the game. So it's about respect. You mentioned Butch Jones. Yeah, it's really hard to like Butch Jones if you know him, but other people know him and they like him because, hey, he might have been nice to that person for whatever reason. But it was hard to respect him as a former player, hard to respect him as a current player because, you know, he was a phony in a lot of areas. But
and as
Pruitt,
that showed, his respect level from the team dropped each year.
Now Pruitt, listen, he's not about to ice cupcakes with you. That's not what he does. You know, he's not gonna. He's not. That's not him. He's a football coach, and he is somewhat of a bull in a china shop. He showed that in his first year, but you have no choice but to respect him as a football coach. He just has to build that respect as a head football coach within coaching circles because he can't do it by himself. You know, he can't be the OC, the special teams coordinator, and defense coordinator. He's going to need really good help. So a lot of things hinges on Pruitt's success. Of course, his support with administration. That's one. But also his ability to hire and retain really good coaches so that way they can do their job. And everyone in the coaching circles knows what goes on in Tennessee, good or bad. So if you treating your coaches right, then they want to come work for you. If you're treating your coaches bad and they're unhappy, then it's going to be very, very hard to attract other good coaches. Like Nick Saban, I know coaches who don't want to work for Nick Saban. No, thank you. It's not worth the money. It's not worth my lifestyle. Quality of life is very, very important. You know, Mike Gundy has turned down the SEC many of times, right? He could have made double of what he's making at Oklahoma State in the SEC, but quality of life is important for Mike Gundy. And for some assistant coaches, it's the same thing as far as working for Nick Saban. So I think that's going to affect Pruitt's success here as well. But him recruiting, I think he's going to do that. And him just knowing football and our guys being coached up, especially on defense, I think we'll be good there. But to answer your question again, I don't think everyone is hopping and skipping around happy and pleasant. No, this is change. We're right in the middle of transition.
And I think they're still learning that his love language is a chewing through the side of the helmet until your ear's wet, and not maybe like some former coaches putting your arm around him and having a nice little conversation about what shoes you bought this past weekend.
You got to lay the foundation, man.
Yeah.
You got to lay the foundation. So,
Well, I tend to live with orange-colored glasses. When they hired Dooley, I made a case for him, and when they hired Jones, I made a case for him in my mind, thinking they knew what they were doing. But I feel pretty darn good about Pruitt. I think, if you think he can recruit, given the one-loss record we've had the last few years, then it's just a matter of time before he gets this thing turned around.
No, we know he can recruit.
No, he can do that. I'm gonna tell you, man. Those are the two things that I see getting in Pruitt's way if he's not successful. Is can he have great coaches around him, and will the administration help him with the things he needs to be successful? And when I mean administration, I also mean boosters too, because you got to think about it. If you are a Tennessee booster, okay, and you're giving money to the university for stadium renovations or for this or for that, over the last 10 years, you have not received a great return on investment. And so you may not be willing to give a ton of money in Pruitt's first year. You want to see what he's going to do first before you write a check. Well, Pruitt has to win to bring those boosters back to the table. There's some boosters that it doesn't matter what's going on, good or bad. I'm giving to Tennessee. I love Tennessee. I'm giving. Here's my money. I have plenty of it. Take it, whatever. You have some boosters who are like, yo, I need to see more progress. I need to see that my money's being used to help win games and we're making good decisions. Year 2, year 3, Pruitt's winning. Then you may see more people come to the table with money and the donations and things like that. And then you have more resources to build things on the stadium, whatever you want to do with the money.
More opportunity.
Yeah, and so that can happen. And for Pruitt, you got to think about there's most of our coaches on the staff right now. They are in their last year of a 2-year deal. Now Chaney got a big contract. Ansley got his money, but everyone that came with Pruitt, this is their last year of their deal. So what happens after this year? Will Pruitt retain some of these coaches? Will they leave and go somewhere else? If they do, will Pruitt be able to replace them? And that's something that I would monitor if I'm a Tennessee fan.
Yeah, well, that's good stuff. I they had the Auburn replay on SEC Network last night. And I realized Auburn was flat for that game, but it sure was nice to see a recent team act like they knew what they were doing on defense.
That's right.
So
That's right.
you got to figure some of that's left, and starting the year fresh with a 0-0 record and something to play for. I'm just looking for improvement this year.
Me too, man. Me too, Fred. Thanks so much for the phone call. Call back anytime.
Can I throw one other thing at you?
Yes, sir. Go for it.
Yves Pons. I mean, I'm a Rick Barnes lover. I'm all for him. I think he's great and all that. But what was he doing starting last year?
The team was better with Jordan Bowden coming off the bench and providing that surge in the second unit. And Yves Pons was good enough defensively that you can play him and not really fall behind. But it got to a point where Yves Pons became a detriment. And I'm not saying that in a huge, like a terrible way, but defense, they didn't guard him. They stopped guarding him.
Yeah.
He lost his confidence. He wouldn't shoot the ball when he was wide open. And so at that point, you might as well just put in Jordan Bowden and let him go. You don't ever want to play 4-on-5.
All right, well, I'll be calling you guys back. I'm from a little town in North Carolina where Mickey Marvin played football, God rest his soul. So just a 2.5-hour drive over there, so I hope to meet you guys sometime.
We'll do.
Absolutely.
We'll do. Call back anytime.
All right, sounds great.
See you, Fred. 865-200-5503, 865-200-5503. We will take our bottom of hour 2 break here. Stay with us. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
We're here with Dr. Mike Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, or instability, Achilles tendonitis, golfers, or tennis elbow, do what I did and give them a call.
Yeah, Jason, we specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged ligaments, tendons, and joints, including things like rotator cuff injuries, knee instability, elbow problems, as well as foot problems like plantar fasciitis, Achilles, things of that nature, by injecting with stem cells and what's called PRP, or platelet-rich plasma. And this form of treatment we do under ultrasound, so we know we have our target. And it also stimulates the body's own reparative process, and this allows for the healing of damaged tissue. And as you well know, numerous professional and collegiate athletes, guys like Steph Curry, Tiger Woods, and even yourself with your ankle injury, have been using this form of treatment for years. And so we offer that same type of treatment here in East Tennessee.
Visit them on the web at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in regenerative therapy.
Hey y'all, check it out. Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue has a brand new special right now that you don't want to miss. It's their delicious sausage and cheese plate and a just right for one size, only $6 from 2 to 6 p.m. We're talking sliced smoked sausage or smoked bologna with pita rounds, smoked cheese, beer mustard, and basting sauce. Whew, that's some good eating. Dead End Barbecue. The barbecue search is over.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
As summer selling season heats up, here are 3 home features buyers are loving. Borrow a few or all of these to potentially up the appeal and value of your home. Number 1, get back to basics. Never underestimate the power of a nice walkway, quality mulch, some flowering shrubs, and a couple of nice planters. Number 2, embrace a new neutral. While beige and white are classic, new neutrals are trending. Opt for soft grays, or you can even try a neutral blue. Number 3, open space is all the rage. Homebuyers are still on the hunt for open concept floor plans. Even if your rooms are enclosed, mirrors and ample natural light can help open up your space. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, you need a professional that will be by your side every step of the way. Call me, Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty at 865-694-5904 or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling cause you'll know that you're in love.
At Hiller, we care about your family's comfort all year long. If you get caught without air conditioning this summer, we're offering a free service call with any repair. That's a free service call when we do the work on your HVAC system. Visit happyhiller.com to schedule your appointment today.
On the happy face truck today.
If you aren't following the Swain event on Twitter, then are you even on Twitter? Hit that follow button. It's the right thing to do.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Burnt ends, pulled pork, ribs, competition chicken, wings, bologna. I saw Chris Lowe at Dead End on I want to say that was Monday.
Is he a once a weeker?
Chris Lowe, Tony White. We went to Dead End Barbecue on Monday. It was great, man. Tony's doing a whole lot better. I got a chance to finally meet him, the Wizard. It was awesome. And Chris Lowe,
hung out. Chris Lowe went to his go-to, man, smoked bologna sandwich all day.
I feel like you and Chris link up there every week.
It feels like
it's a weekly thing.
It sounds like that, but we haven't been together in a while. But it was good to get with him and hang out and meet Tony White. I'm just glad that he's back home and he's doing a whole lot better, and it was just really cool to see how Tennessee basketball fought with him. I mean, they fought with him every step, and I know the Tennessee basketball team's success this past season during the regular season was just giving Tony White the life, the energy that he needed when he was going through that tough time, man, with chemo and being in the hospital bed. I know that they made sure that the SEC network was playing in his room while Tennessee was playing in the tournament. So it was cool to meet Tony White, man. Cool. North Carolina native. There you go, Fred.
I remember growing up, AU basketball, played against Tony White's team. Of course, Rico was on that team, played against Rico. Later went to school at Bearden with Rico.
Rico
White. And, of course, had his older brother went to Charleston. Rico went down to UTC, now coaching, I believe at Gardner-Webb, if he's still there. Tell you what, Tony had those boys running us to death. I think they put us down by like 35. It was bad. And we had a pretty solid team at that age. Just now, it was 8th grade year, so they were freshmen. We were playing up. They gave us the business. That was my Tony White experience. Only time I ever met him, but he was very genuine, shook all of our hands at the end of the game. We all knew who he was, obviously. It was cool.
Yeah. Tony does coach, and he was kind of talking about Josiah James. He loves Josiah James, and he loves Olivier.
Yeah.
Our freshman player from, I want to say he's from Maryland area. 865-255-03, B-Drop Waterproofing Hotline. Thank you for the phone call, Fred. We always welcome new callers. I know folks listen, and I meet people all the time who are like, yeah, I listen every day, but
never called.
I'm not gonna call, man. I'm not gonna call. It's just like being on the phone. Yeah. It's not like you the caller, you the new caller, or like it's not like you're sitting on the stage and everyone who's listening is in the crowd looking at you. It's not like that at all. It's like you being on the phone. It's just me. That's all. That's all it is. I mean, if Vol Nation can do it, anybody can do it, right?
Speaking of, the one and only has called in.
Vol Nation, good morning.
Morning, family. How y'all doing, man?
We're good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. About to hit the road, man, and do some big things in Huntsville here. So, so pretty excited.
Yeah,
I was listening to you guys.
I guess it's kind of hard to say that without saying what you're doing. I mean, you kind of dropping that hint. You dropping hints on here on the show, Vol Nation. You teasing.
Well, I'm going down to Huntsville and going to officiate Ben's McKee's wedding.
Yes.
And so him and his young lady Savannah are going to have a great life together. So I'm excited to be a part of it, and we're gonna have a lot of fun, man. I can't wait. I have to rehearsal tonight and the wedding's tomorrow, and we'll hang out in Alabama a little bit longer. My wife has some family in Birmingham, so we'll hang out there a little bit on Saturday and then come back home. But yeah, man, I'm kind of jacked. It's about a 5-hour trip, 5.5-hour trip, so we're going to get in a little bit and go on out and get on up there, man.
Oh,
yeah. Make the wives nervous.
Oh, yeah, man. Everyone here is planning on going to Ben's wedding. And Vol Nation, I'm not sure if you're on Bluetooth or anything. If you are, sounds better if you're not on Bluetooth. But everyone here will be going to Ben's wedding.
Getting excited.
Brad and
getting pumped.
Vol Nation will be officiating Ben's wedding, and we'll be there. And I'm looking forward to. I used to not like weddings.
You still do hitching posts down there in Alabama?
Huh?
Hitching posts.
What's that?
See, Vol Nation knows.
No, I don't know anything about that. But I used to not like weddings, but now like I like weddings because it's cool to see like two families come together, and two people tie the knot and start their journeys together. Maybe the weddings I went to didn't have open bar. That's probably the reason I didn't like it. But I like weddings now. It's cool. It's cool to see the union, man.
You like the reception area after it's all over.
Yeah, I like the open bar, man. Open bar. Get a little Jack Daniels, a little Crown.
Well, hey, I was listening to you guys earlier, and you were talking about the NCAA and with the transfer rules, and then also you mentioned something about California and how they're looking at pay for play and all that. And I read a little something on that earlier in the week, and I meant to shoot you something to ask you about it. But in looking at that, and I think the caller that called in earlier was right that it would kind of tilt the scales toward the larger, more maybe Power 5 schools. I don't know what would happen to the Group of 5 or the smaller colleges and things of that nature because they don't have as much money, of course, as most of the Power 5 conferences or most Power 5 schools, But in looking at that, it would seemingly have to be regulated in some form or fashion. But with that regulation and the loss of power by the NCAA, the loss of respect by the NCAA, of course, the schools seemingly would have more power because now they're getting backing from the state. Do you think this would push us toward finally having, I guess, maybe their own organization as far as the Power 5 conferences or Power 5 schools, forming their own thing compared to being under the NCAA?
I think we have moved one step closer to that with what's happened with the state of California passing a bill trying to pass a bill allowing athletes who play for teams inside the state of California to be paid or able to be paid for their likeness and images and things like that. I think we're one step closer, and then the NCAA trying to scare California by saying if you pass this bill, your teams inside the state won't be allowed to compete for a championship. That's just crazy. All we need is one school from the South, one school from east of the Mississippi to do the same thing, and you may have a snowball effect, and there's nothing the NCAA can do then.
That's true.
I think we're one step closer.
And that's why I was wondering, with that threat being out there, would that be the catalyst for them saying, okay, well, let's go ahead and really seriously consider if this is something we're going to do, and that the other states are maybe in agreement with like this, hey, go ahead and forming their own organization, whatever it may be called, so that way they can have a lot more control and say-so over everything, And then I don't know what would happen to the NCAA. Would that be just football? Would basketball be included in that, or soccer or whatever? So I don't know how that would look and how that would impact the smaller schools as well, And then and I don't even know if there's a cap for what does likeness mean. I mean, you got people like Zion that, Nike was ready to pay him a whole bunch of money, but they couldn't because, of course, he's a free athlete. They had to wait till he actually declared, And so now you have these players, special players like the Reggie Bushes and people like that are those once-in-a-lifetime players that might get paid a little bit more than some of these other players. But, I mean, are they going to be making millions of dollars while they're in college? You know what I'm saying? I mean, how does that work? Do you regulate that? You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of questions I think that would have to be kind of, ironed out in the process of moving forward and going down that road so it won't be so slanted and that, it'd be somewhat fair for all of the kids, while they're in, school during that time frame. And then the other thing is sometimes when you're paying kids and they're all that, do they give you 100% effort because they already get money? Just like in, in the NFL, these guys are working hard to get these big contracts, and they seem to take the rest of the week off. You know what I'm saying? Once they get it, you know what I'm saying?
It's natural.
And so, I don't know how that would impact the game. So those are just some things, man. But yeah, man, I appreciate everything you guys do, man. Can't wait to see y'all down in Huntsville, man. We have a blast, and I do things a little bit different when I take over and I do weddings, so y'all can get a little bit of Raw Nation and how we do it. But we're gonna have a great time, man, and I can't wait. So
I look forward to it, man. Be careful in your travels.
Yeah, safe travels.
Yes, sir. I'll see y'all in a day.
Hey, thank you. it's not going to be fair. It never is fair. I'm not somebody who is going to sit here and go, we need to start paying athletes today. Let's do it. Pay them a bunch of money, because I think there's value in the grind. I think there's value in the hustle. And for you to strain, for you to grind when you're tired, when you don't feel like it, when you're sick, when you do that because you're trying to get something that you don't currently have. If you get it without putting in the work, what makes you want to put in the work? Now, let's keep it real here. If your boss came to you right now and go, hey, yo, we're going to pay you for a year, whether you come to work or not, are you going to work every single day? The answer is no.
You will be less motivated.
Yeah, like there's some folks that they're wired differently, they're built differently, but for the majority of the people, your grind changes. Your approach changes. Your mentality is going to change. That's natural. It's natural. All I know is if I walk down the store and I see my jersey in the store and people buy my jersey with my number on it, doesn't have my name on it, but my jersey number on it, and I can't get a cut of that, something is wrong with that. That's what I know. If I'm a star player and my coach just got a new contract, and I know for a fact that there's times when the coach made some bad calls, but I bailed him out because of my athletic ability and the coach getting paid, and I'm not getting a piece of that, something's wrong there. Just saying. You ain't got to pay me a lot of money, but, man, you at least give me 3% or something. I mean, something. Like, that's the problem. And the NCAA is making it easier because they have these rinky-dink, raggedy transfer rules where they treating different people different. Then they have this situation with Missouri where Missouri cooperates, do everything that the NCAA wants. They're transparent, and they slam them anyways. But you have other schools who've been caught red-handed and they do nothing to, who have not cooperated, who have not been transparent. We're getting closer and closer to people saying, you know what, man, forget them, we'll do our own thing. We get closer there. Not saying it's going to happen anytime soon, but I think we are getting at least a step closer. Swain event, be right back.
For what is coming up on the Swain event.
It's going to be mostly sunny today with a high of 91 and a low of 67. There is a 10% chance of rain tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high near 90 and a low around 67. More of the same on Saturday with a high in the low 90s. Weather on the Swain event is brought to you by Be Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, Be Dry can help. BeDry.com. Be Dry is celebrating 60 years of protecting homes across the U.S. They are the basement and crawl space experts. There has been historic rainfall in East Tennessee recently. If you are experiencing wet foundation walls, puddles on your floor, or water where your floor and wall meet, then you should call Be Dry. They have over 500,000 customers nationwide. Be Dry gives free estimates for all homeowners. Financing is available, and if you mention the Swain event, Be Dry will give you $500 off a full perimeter basement waterproofing solution. Wet basement? Better call Be Dry, 865-588-0454 or online at BeDry.com.
Your car insurance.
Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can. Because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
It's your boy, Big Will from Old Ben Franklin Motors in Alcoa, Tennessee. 911 Louisville Road. Yes, it's getting hot, and I know it's summertime getting close by, and I know you're looking for that new ride. So come on out to 911 Louisville Road, ask for Big Will, get $1,500 off, and we're giving a free vacation to anybody to buy a new car. You're going to get a free vacation to anywhere, 3 days, 3 nights, all the way up to the end of June. A free vacation if you come in, buy a car from 911 Louisville Road, Alcoa, the new Old Ben Franklin Motors. We're going to give you 3 days, 3 nights, free vacation. Good credit, bad credit, pro credit. Guess what? We will get you approved. So call me now, 865-980-8216. Set up your appointment. Come in, get your car, and get your 3 days, 3 nights, 3 vacation. Turn down for what?
Dan Mullen posing awkwardly with recruits.
For what?
Gators working out wearing costumes.
For what?
Vanderbilt making a sorority-style video.
For what?
Aaron Murray and David Pollock opening their mouths.
For what?
Going down to the state of Florida, not because we're bitter that Kerry Blackshear Jr. picked Florida over Tennessee and Virginia Tech. I'm not that bitter. Just anyways. Holmes Beach, Florida. Police in Florida, they're trying to find the rightful owner of a prosthetic ear that washed up on their beach. They got a happy phone call from South Carolina on Thursday. Home Beach, I can see you looking at me. I can just see you looking at me crazy. Holmes Beach Police Sergeant Brian Hall said a woman called saying the rubber ear they posted on Facebook belongs to her husband. Hall said the Beaufort couple was vacationing in the Tampa Bay area when the man went swimming. She said he was trying to put the ear in his pocket for safekeeping, then a wave knocked it off his hand. The police department posted a picture of the left ear, saying a local resident found it in the sand on Saturday after the world's strongest man contest on Anna Marie Island.
So we've got a world's strongest man ear lingering in a pocket.
The prosthetic ears can cost thousands of dollars. Hall said the department will mail it to South Carolina. Quote, we put it in a box. I hope no one sees it and freaks out.
Q-tips needed.
So my man says, I'm going swimming. Before I go swimming, let me put my ear in my pocket. And loses his ear. Imagine if you're walking on the beach and you collecting seashells. Like, man, I want to hear the ocean. Let me collect as many seashells as possible because I want to hear the ocean. And then you pick up this ear. Oh man.
You hear another dude screaming for his ear.
It's a picture of the ear right here.
I don't know if I want to see it. Does it look real?
It looks real. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think it feels like?
Probably rubber.
Not like a hard plastic.
Yeah.
Shines in the light when the sun hits it.
Probably rubber. Yeah, it is rubber. It is rubber ear. That's what the woman said when she called.
How does it attach though? Like, is it a suction cup?
I don't know, man.
Is there an adhesive that won't destroy your skin?
You know how freaked out I would be if I'm
Maybe
at the
like
beach?
there's a hook or like a little sling.
Maybe. You know how freaked out I would be if I was at the beach and I just so happened to come across an ear? A ear. Weird.
I came across at one point early in my beach trips. I was with my uncle who was doing what you had just described and picking up shells early in the morning, you know?
Yeah.
Before all the beachgoers go. And we saw a part of a prosthetic leg, like halfway buried in the sand. Yeah. It was unique. I didn't go back to pick up shells the rest of the week. Scarred.
This dude lost his ear. So what did he do? Like when he went home. And she was like, hey baby, can you take out the trash? He's like, huh? Huh? Can you take out the trash? I can't hear you. You gotta talk on this side of my ear. You gotta talk to my good ear. I left my other ear in Florida. I left it at the beach.
Left it in the salt water.
All right, let's get to the phones. Please don't let anything happen to my ears.
Neelan Mafia.
Neelan Mafia, good morning.
It's your boy, Neelan Mafia.
Oh, man. I love that commercial. It's your boy, Big Wheel.
Swain, I was in your old barrio this week.
Okay. How'd that go?
I was in Chicago. I'm serious.
How?
I was standing outside White Sox Stadium, and I had one of the Game Time Sidekick mugs that had your name on it. And a guy came up to me and he's like, "You know Swain?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know Swain."
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, I'm Willie Lump Lump."
Stop.
And he owes me $50 from a dice game back on the school bus.
Stop.
And I'm like, Swain event was 6 years old.
Stop.
And he's like, "That's 30 years of interest."
Stop.
You're going to have to make things right on the south side, Swain.
Man. I know that story is false because I don't engage in those activities.
He does play
Well,
dice,
not anymore.
Nope, I don't roll dice for money.
Oh, man. No, seriously. I did go up to Chicago this week, took in a game or two, and, man, it's a great town. You know, you hear a lot of negative stuff in the media, this, that, and the other. Man, I had a ball. I never felt unsafe.
Yeah, you were in the good parts. You were in the good parts.
Yeah, kind of, sort of, yeah, I guess. I mean, don't get me wrong. I had that look on my face like if somebody wants some, step.
Yeah,
right. I mean, I don't.
You must have been in the suburbs.
I was in the suburbs. I was way out in the suburbs. As far as recruiting goes, do you see the next dominoes continuing to fall in state, or are we going to start picking up some of those out of state, specifically in wide receivers?
Well,
just if you had to take a guess right now, which way would you think the next recruits to commit would be?
Well, you know what, Neelan Mafia, I will answer that. We got a top of the hour hard break. So I'm going to take a quick time out, and I'll answer your question on the other side of the break. How's that sound?
See ya, my friend.
My friend, Neelan Mafia. We got to take a break, and then I'll come back and we'll talk a little recruiting. Swain event. Stay with us.
Finance your car, boat, camper, motorcycle, credit cards, personal or home loan. They'll pay you up to $500. So come take the plunge right now. Refinance your loans. Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union will pay you. 5 convenient locations. Visit atfcu.com. Equal housing lender.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
At Hiller, we care about your family's comfort all year long. If you get caught without air conditioning this summer, we're offering a free service call with any repair. That's a free service call when we do the work on your HVAC system. Visit happyhiller.com to schedule your appointment today.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
You're listening to the Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com.
So our for what today, I don't know who gets it for what. I don't know if like the man gets it for what, for not securing his ear in his pocket before he went swimming.
You put an ear in a pocket. That's got to be a zip pocket.
Yeah, I would probably put it in my pocket and make sure that it was like a Velcro pocket or the zip pocket. But you know, the situation is maybe just a for what. I think it's something that's new. We've never had this before. Vol Girl on Twitter is asking, are we really making fun of the fact that a man is missing a body part? Not very nice. Yeah.
I'm making fun of the situation.
I'm laughing at the situation. I think it's funny. He gets his ear back.
And he got it back.
like he got his ear back. He got his ear back. Is it?
I think it's fair game. Because of the pocket, strongman competition, falls out of the pocket, somebody stumbles upon it. Come on, there's humor there. They're probably laughing if he can hear me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty funny. To be honest. Oh, I caught your joke, Brad. You're not slick. I caught it. I mean, he got his ear back. Golly, are we that uptight this morning?
Just loosen up.
Woo.
Put some liqueur in that cafe.
Man. The police department, they did their due diligence. They posted a photo of the ear, and hey, they got it back. They got the ear back. We're good. No one
missing.
No one passed away though. That's I get for what's all the time, or like, some prank that went bad and someone passes away. There's a rule I don't do for what's where someone like passes away. Out of respect, we don't do that. But this is funny. Sorry, Vol Girl. You just gotta loosen up a little bit. 865-255-03 B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline. Neil and Mafia asked a question about recruiting. Some of the in-state recruits committing. Will that opening up? Will that start some momentum for some of the out-of-state recruits? And it's actually been the opposite. For the last 3 months, we've been kind of wondering, like, whoa, when are some of these in-state guys going to fall? I mean, you have a prospect that lives right here in Knoxville, whose father played at Tennessee, in Cooper Mays. You have Tyler Barron, who has connections to the Tennessee football staff, father's on the staff. And so it's like, okay, like the in-state guys, we remember in 2014 where these guys committed early and really helped propel the class and help Tennessee recruit outside the state. It was the in-state players that kind of fell first. Well, the out-of-state players, the two players from St. Louis, East St. Louis, committed first. Not committed first, but they committed before some of the in-state prospects that we were waiting on, the Cooper Mays, the Keyshawn Lawrences.
Yeah, Javonte Spraggins, and then Antonio Johnson.
Yeah, and Antonio Johnson, since his commitment to Tennessee, he's picked up an Alabama offer. So it's really been the opposite. The out-of-state commitments has created some momentum for the in-state commitments to fall. And I think Tennessee will continue to get more in-state commitments, and it may happen in July. It may happen before the end of the month. I mean, it may happen. Who knows? But Jay Hardy's out there. Tyler Barron is out there. There's a lot of positive momentum. But, yeah, it's been the out-of-state players that Tennessee has gotten first. And then the in-state players have joined the gang. 87 Vol says, Price told you don't give up on getting another commitment before the end of June. And so happens Darren Lee is committing Saturday. Maybe he knows we are about to land a big one. I'm telling you, man, I wouldn't have Austin Price on every week if I didn't know that Austin Price knows what's going on. So
he's on the hunt.
Yeah. Yeah, Austin Price knew exactly what was going on with our 2021 commitment a couple of days ago. So that was on Wednesday. So yes, Josh in Virginia says, Brad, you almost caused me to wreck when you said you had to put the ear in a zip pocket.
I mean, you gotta secure that thing.
You gotta secure it, man. You gotta hold it high and tight too. High and tight. You can't be fumbling. You can't fumble the ear. Volin Birmingham says, I think players should get 50% of the profit made off their jersey sales. Also, universities should cover any medical issues down the road if it's proven to be caused from a previous sports injury. That last year, we saw current players' jerseys in stores and for sale. That was Johnny Manziel's last season at Texas A&M. And now you don't see it. That's why when you go to Alumni Hall, you see 16 for Peyton Manning. You see number 1 for Jason Witten. And you see, 14 Eric Berry?
Occasionally.
And they have, like, Berry's name on the back and Witten's name on the back and Manning's name on the back. So those are your jerseys in the store. I think the number 1 jersey should always be available at any school, like regardless of who's wearing it. The number 1 jersey should always be available. What happens when you see fans at a football game or a basketball game or any type of sporting event on television, and they pan to the fans? What do you see? What do they do? They hold up the number 1. Wow, we're number 1. No, you're not. Your team stinks. But the fans always hold up number 1. Number 1, number 1. We're number 1. I think every school should offer the number 1 jersey.
I don't have 54 fingers.
Number 1. Number 1. Or you can hold up 5
We're
and 4.
9th in the SEC.
Yeah, we ranked 23rd.
5th in the East. 5th in the East.
No, everyone holds up number 1. So I think every school should offer the number 1 jersey. 865-255-03 B Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Coach Former was on Memphis radio talking about the possibility of playing Memphis in football.
You for or against this?
I mean,
on the field, it can be nothing but detrimental, but the future prospects that you can gain from tapping into that area, maybe rolling into town for 2.5, 3 days, whenever you travel to Memphis for the game in the home and home series, you can get a lot of recruiting done.
I think if you're Memphis basketball, you don't really need to play Tennessee basketball. I think Tennessee basketball needs to play Memphis to help Tennessee basketball. Memphis doesn't need Tennessee.
Still?
Yeah, still. Look how fast Memphis bounced back. And I know
they're getting players.
But look how fast that happened.
Let's see what they do together as a team.
But look how fast they were able to just, in the snap of a finger, go and grab all this talent. Memphis is a brand, man. Memphis basketball is a brand.
Penny Hardaway's a brand.
Memphis basketball is a brand too. I mean, you attracted Coach Calipari. When you're able to attract coaches like that, that means you have some juice. Memphis basketball is serious. Like they love their basketball there. They're able to bounce back. It's from a national exposure standpoint, burst back on the scene, and they should be good this year. No reason why they shouldn't be good this year. They have a lot of talent. But you don't need to play Tennessee to get players from East Tennessee to play basketball. You just don't. You have all the players there.
Yeah.
You're good.
Narrowing it to that point especially.
If you're Memphis football, you got to beat the state school. You got to beat an SEC team just to even keep your players in state, to keep your players inside the city of Memphis, because Memphis players usually leave. They don't go to Memphis. They don't go to Memphis at all. They leave and go somewhere else. So Memphis football needs to play Tennessee football for their profile. If they could beat Tennessee, That would be amazing. Yeah, that'd be amazing for them. Amazing for recruiting, momentum. Awesome. I mean, they're boosters. I mean, they would support the coach more, help him get whatever he needs to be successful. So it's weird. Like, okay, Tennessee needs Memphis basketball, and Memphis football needs Tennessee football. If you coach former, I think you strike up a deal where both sports are playing each other because you understand the benefits. And now you have invested in basketball by paying Rick Barnes a ton of money. So why not play?
I like it.
Why not play? But I'm gonna tell you, Coach Former is really superstitious.
I'm not a little stitious.
Coach Former is really superstitious. I think it's a little silly. I think he takes it a little bit overboard, my personal opinion. 2005, we wore black socks and we lost. We didn't lose because we wore black socks, Coach. It wasn't the socks, but he's superstitious. In 2002, they wore these ugly orange stripe down the pants.
Oh God,
it was hideous, and the season wasn't great. Well, you never saw that again. Tennessee used to wear like all orange bottoms, orange tops. Well, they lost to Memphis one year, and you never saw that again. Like it's over the top to me. But he's superstitious.
Maybe be superstitious in your walkthrough or your practice plan or your preparation before the game, but
some of it is
in what you're wearing.
Yeah, some of it is over the top. You gotta think. If he feels that way about other things, how does he feel about playing Memphis? Because he's lost to Memphis when he wasn't supposed to lose to Memphis. So he may not want to put Tennessee in a position to do that again. But I know how you prevent it. You get better coaches, better recruits, and you coach them up, and you make sure it doesn't happen. But
don't play them.
Well, the last time we played Memphis, I was a senior. We went to Memphis and spanked that booty. We beat them in 2005. We went to Memphis, beat them in 2006. It was probably one of the easiest games I've ever played in. It was fun. Great trip. It was a noon game. We won. I got back in time to enjoy my Saturday night. I loved it, man. I love that game. I love playing Memphis at noon at their place. I come back and have the rest of my day. It was great. 865-200-5503. Hour 3 is powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Hey guys, it's Jason Swain. June is Men's Health Month, so Low T Center has 2 special offers in June to encourage you to take care of your health. Right now, get all of your levels checked with the comprehensive health assessment for only $49. That includes T levels, thyroid, prostate, cholesterol, and more. And if you don't sleep well and you think you may have sleep apnea, take a home sleep test in the comfort of your own bed this month for only $49. Guys, taking care of your health should be a priority. Low T Center makes it easier. Call them 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com.
It's your boy, Big Will from Ben Franklin Motors in Alcoa, Tennessee. 911 Louisville Road. Yes, it's getting hot, and I know it's summertime getting close by. And I know you're looking for that new ride. So come on out to 911 Louisville Road. Ask for Big Will. Get $1,500 off. And we're giving a free vacation to anybody that buy a new car. You're going to get a free vacation to anywhere. 3 days, 3 nights. All the way up to the end of June. A free vacation if you come in, buy a car from 911 Louisville Road, Alcoa, the new Ben Franklin Motors. We're going to give you 3 days, 3 nights, free vacation. Good credit, bad credit, slow credit. Guess what? We will get you approved. So call me now, 865-980-8216. Set up your appointment. Come in, get your car, and get your 3 days, 3 nights, 3 vacation. Turn down for what?
Hey y'all, check it out. Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue has a brand new special right now that you don't want to miss. It's their delicious sausage and cheese plate in a just right for one size, only $6 from 2 to 6 p.m. We're talking sliced smoked sausage or smoked bologna with pita rounds, smoked cheese, beer mustard, and basting sauce. Whew, that's some good eating. Dead End Barbecue. The barbecue search is over.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
I don't mind playing Memphis in football, basketball. We should play them all the time. Why not? Why not? Play Memphis in football. You mentioned it. An extra trip to the town to recruit. I enjoy my times in Memphis. I always do. And I enjoyed it when we played them in 06.
Bring those wet wipes.
Why's that? Ribs?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be getting me some barbecue if I'm down there. If not barbecue, I'm going to just be getting food in general because you can go around anywhere and find a hole-in-the-wall type place with your type of food, your type of flavoring, and get some good stuff. Get some good cooking.
So that game we played in 06, I think it was a noon game, which was really like 11 there because Central Time. The game was over, and we flew. It's like a 8-minute flight. Got back to Knoxville. I don't think it was even dark. Got back home, took a shower, and had all the time in the world to hang out. I even remember what I did that day. It was relaxing. Had a whole day. Watched college football. So yeah, I enjoyed that day, and it was an easy day. I think we won like 41-7, something like that.
Correct.
Could have been 50. I think I was cutting the tape off my ankles in about the beginning of the fourth quarter.
300 plus through the air, 200 over 200 on the ground.
Yeah, that was easy.
Pretty balanced game.
One of the easiest games I've played in, but I think it's a win-win for Memphis and for Tennessee. Yeah, there's an advantage for Memphis in football if you beat Tennessee, and there's an advantage for Tennessee basketball if you were to beat Memphis. I think for Memphis to grab kids from Middle Tennessee, East Tennessee, those are kids that Tennessee may not want. Like, I don't see Memphis football out-recruiting Tennessee for players. And it's going to be really hard for Tennessee basketball to out-recruit Memphis for players, especially kids that live in the 901. That's going to be tough. So why not play each other? Why not?
Let's get it going.
Now, I'm glad we didn't play a couple of years ago because Riley Ferguson would have lit us up.
Mike Norvell.
Woo! There was a time where Memphis was the best football team in the state. Better than Tennessee, better than Vanderbilt. I think it was that year where Central Florida won the national championship. Remember that year? Central Florida? They beat Auburn for the national championship. It was that year. Memphis was really, really good. Hiller, plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical. Right now, free service call with repair. When you call them to come to your home and fix whatever issue that you may have, other companies usually will work that charge in your final statement, your final bill. That trip to your house, you will be paying for that. That's not Hiller. That's not how Hiller rolls. That's not how they get down. And Hiller will waive that fee. That will save you an automatic $69 right there. They cover Knoxville to Memphis, Nashville, everywhere in between, Huntsville, Alabama, Bowling Green, Kentucky. Hiller, happyhiller.com, happyhiller on Twitter. Happy you'll be, or the service is free. 865-200-5503 is our telephone number to the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Maybe we'll get some commitments. Tennessee's been on fire. Tennessee's not the only team that's been on fire. There's a lot of teams around college football. Michigan has gotten about 7 commitments in the last couple of days. Pittsburgh got a couple commitments in the last couple of days. Other schools are doing a good job in recruiting as well. I truly think that these coaches are like, hey, let's all do our commitments together so we can create a big splash on the national scene, which is smart. I saw where Michigan got a commitment.
Let's all cheat at the same time.
Nah, I don't know about that.
Then they can't catch any of us.
I think every school in the country should do that at the same time. They should all do it at the same time to make the NCAA squirm a little bit. But I saw where one of the best wide receivers in the country, one of the best players in the Midwest, did not want to make an announcement now. He wanted to wait, but then he just decided to go ahead and just pull the trigger and commit to Michigan. What makes a player who originally had the goal of waiting
pull the trigger?
Like, what changes? Is it that feeling you get when you're on campus, or is it because you are maybe threatened that your spot's not going to be there? I mean, what changes the game plan for a young man? I truly don't know. It's a real question. It's not a rhetorical question at all. Like, you have this feeling of, I want to wait till the football season. I want to take my time. And then you see young men like scrapping their plans and committing somewhere.
It's like, real question. Do you believe in love at first sight? Do you
Sure.
believe in that vibe where like you can take something in for the first time, whether it's a picture, a new place, new scenery,
sure,
and just be overwhelmed?
Sure.
Maybe something like that happens.
Sure, I mean, I get it. The
If
heart,
a player's feeling something outside of the game, like
Yeah.
they're looking for an experience, not just like, where can I go and quickest route to the NBA or the NFL or the MLB.
Yeah, I mean, your heart always will tell you what to do, and your heart's normally right.
Maybe something like that.
Maybe. Let's get to Volstorm. Volstorm, good morning.
Boys, how we doing?
Great,
Good
man.
morning.
How are you?
You know, Swain, I got a little bit of a problem. Every time I go into a shop that sells Tennessee apparel, they refuse to trade out the back of the number 1 jersey so it can say Swain instead of Whitney.
It's terrible, isn't it? I've asked that very question.
I mean, I don't understand it.
I don't either, man. I don't know what they're thinking. That should be an easy decision to make right there.
Guys, I never thought I'd say this, but I got to give props to the state of California.
Yep.
Anybody who will stick it to the NCAA, I am a fan.
Yep. I mean, the NCAA really is going to disqualify teams from California from winning a championship over this law. Come on, man. Nah, I call the NCAA's bluff.
I'll tell you right now, the Rose Bowl committee will look at the NCAA and go, Last time I checked, it was in California.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And what if a team from the Pac-12 is one of the teams that makes it to the college football playoff, and the Rose Bowl is one of those games in the rotation, and that team is disqualified because of this law. Ho, smoke in the city. Yes. Where's my popcorn? Where is my lawn chair? Let me take a seat and watch this.
Guys, anytime the NCAA goes up against real lawyers and legislation, they always lose.
Yeah.
So I know Emirates is trying to grandstand and trying to save face with the NCAA, but everybody knows that ain't going to work. And soon, every other state is going to do the exact same thing. Alabama will do it. Georgia will do it. The state of Tennessee will do it. I mean, it's a no-brainer because we always talk about how the kids need to be getting paid. The most equitable and the most fair way for the kids to get paid is to make money off their likeness.
I don't know if a SEC state will do it, just because there's a lot of favoritism towards the SEC from Mark Emmert. I will be one that will admit that, because when is the last time you've seen the SEC school hammered by the NCAA? We haven't seen the SEC.
And there have been plenty of opportunities.
Oh yeah, man.
Plenty.
I mean, they don't mess with SEC schools. They don't. They slam everybody else. They don't slam SEC schools because follow the money. So I don't think a SEC state will do it. But wait.
You think that if Nick Saban loses a recruiting advantage to a USC over this law, that he's not going to have them change it?
Nope.
That's a good point, though, Volstorm.
No, because Nick Saban
makes you wonder.
Nick Saban runs things already. He's not worried about losing a recruit to USC when he can go grab the 5-star from
maybe not
from
one
Maryland.
or two, but what if there's a trend? What if that one recruit he doesn't want to lose, he loses?
Saban complained about the paces of the offense, how it was too fast. And then what did he do?
Changed his offense. No huddle.
Yeah.
Well, he changed his, but they didn't change the rules to make it easy for him. They did. They did make sure that if you change personnel offensively, the defense had a chance to change personnel too. That's the only thing they did.
But Saban is not going to lose one advantage. He's just not. That's not the way he's wired.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair. I just think Saban has so many advantages, and he's able to do things that other people can't. Even if this law passed, I don't think it's going to affect him that much in California. I just don't.
Well, one thing about it, we all know that nobody's going to pay for the likeness of Ben's favorite team. See you, boys!
You talking about Vanderbilt?
Hopefully he's talking about the Yankees, because I would agree.
Just jokes. Alex in North Carolina says, no NCAA championship game in San Francisco sounds pretty good, though. Alex in North Carolina says Mizzou. That's a good point. Mizzou did get hit pretty hard. Never mind. I keep forgetting Mizzou's in the SEC.
I guess we should have clarified SEC moneymakers, which is most.
Yeah.
SEC moneymakers, is that fair? A little caveat.
Yeah, SEC moneymakers. Your Floridas, your Georgias, your Alabamas, your Tennessees, your Auburns, your big-time football programs in the SEC, they're not getting hit. Mm-hmm. They're not. I mean, look what happened at Ole Miss. And Ole Miss is not a moneymaker, but Ole Miss was blatantly cheating and got a little slap on the wrist. They've bounced back okay.
Blatantly.
Oh, dude.
Some egregious actions in Oxford.
But Alex is right. Mizzou got slammed, and it was over a tutor. It wasn't even money.
We're so backwards.
Like, it wasn't even like a kid getting a new charger.
He was trying to do better on a test.
In a rogue tutor.
When he taking tests for him though?
Well, the tutor, she was doing something. I don't know. But Mizzou was cooperative.
Yeah.
They were transparent. And they still got slammed. So they frown upon one person going rogue and committing an academic crime. They go crazy over that more than a player getting a large sum of money. Rodney and Austell says, Swain, so I started watching the 2006 Memphis game. How fast was Coker for real? Was he faster than Meach?
LaMarcus could move.
Yes. He was faster slightly. Meacham probably wouldn't like me saying that, though. I would say slightly.
I think he was quicker, but straight line faster than Meach.
Slightly.
Really?
If they raced, it would be like really close. Like Meach ran a 4.3 something at the combine. Coco, let's say Meach ran a 4.37. LaMarcus would run like a 4.34. But LaMarcus fast, man. That boy was fast. Really fast. Hour 3, powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Goes your car insurance.
Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible. But remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
At work? Can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
Hour 3. Powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. June is Men's Health Awareness Month. And to celebrate Men's Health Awareness Month, Low T Center is offering comprehensive health assessment tests, only $49. That includes a testosterone test, thyroid test, prostate, cholesterol, and more. Also, you can take home a sleep study test in the comfort of your own bed. You can take that test for only $49. That's to determine if you have sleep apnea. If you do have sleep apnea, Low T Center has an awesome process that will allow you to take home a CPAP, which you need to reduce your snoring. So for $49, you can have these tests done. And Low T Center is celebrating Men's Health Month in the month of June. We've got a few days left, so don't let this pass you by, where you can save money and know exactly what is bothering you, things that you can address moving forward, man. 865-200-5503, B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline here on the Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Might be CPAP time for me soon. Apparently, I'm a snorer.
Wifey put you on the couch yet?
Not yet. Not yet. But I feel like it's coming.
It's coming.
You know, I feel like it's coming.
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming, man. I
go visit Low T.
I was it was 2010, 2011, and the misconception is, oh, it's CPAP is for folks who are big and fat. No, if you have a narrow passage, you have those constructed not airways, but air passages, and you'll snore.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're snoring, that means your breathing is being altered in some way. And I remember I went in for a sleep study test, and for like a minute, I stopped breathing. The scariest thing ever. And I don't know why some folks are like, no, I'm not wearing my mask, I'm not wearing my CPAP because I'm too cool, or whatever reason. Whatever reason that people tell themselves they don't need to wear it, I don't understand that, but I don't miss a day. I haven't missed a day. And when I have, it's been because of like it was an accident. Like I went out of town one time, I left it, but that was the only time. That's the first thing I pack. Like when I know I'm going out of town, I pack my CPAP before I pack my toothbrush. Like it's the first thing I pack. CPAP, then draws.
And I know we've had this conversation off the air, but my dad is on one as well. It runs in our family, just like that narrow passage and the nasal passages there. So I mean, I know the time's coming. Apparently, it's already here, and so I'm definitely going to be heading that way. See if Low T can help me out. I'm sure they can.
865-200-5503, B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Taking a look at the text box this morning. I think we covered everything. DR Vol says not Vol related, but with UConn going back to the Big East and needing a football conference, if they go independent, how will they survive without conference money? They are not Notre Dame. Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to do that. If I'm Notre Dame, I'd never join a conference officially. I would stay independent. So many benefits for them to stay independent and not be in a conference. But
how much revenue do you think their women's basketball program brings in a year?
UConn?
And keep in mind, and I know you know this, but many men's and women's basketball programs at the college level are not revenue-making sports.
You mean UConn?
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming that's their biggest get, right?
At the University of UConn, you think the women's basketball
is the largest pool money-wise? Now, if they're 2-3 years into this dynasty, no. But Gino has built something there. It's been consistent there for years. You've got a very large fan base that sells out that arena. but it still may not be a money-making sport for them. That's my thing. Like, how could they be independent? Going back to the question on the text box.
Yeah, I don't know that answer off the top of my head about UConn, to be honest. Just Googling it, it says that UConn athletic department generated $40 million in revenue. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's something I have to look at.
Yeah. Just an intriguing question going back to that.
During the break or off the air, something we can probably bring up tomorrow. But you would think, like, because women's basketball is their most successful sport and has been over the last 15, 20 years, that they would make the most money. But I'm afraid to say that they are. I think I would guess that men's basketball is the money maker there, but I could be wrong.
The last I've seen here, or the latest I've seen, UConn in 2011, 2012, both basketball programs made a profit. So, I mean, if they were profitable back then, I'm assuming they still are now.
Yeah, that's a question for maybe another day. But yeah, they did move to the Big East. I did see that, but did not care enough to dive in and dig in and read more about it because it was UConn. It wasn't a team in the SEC. So, dang it, DR Vol. I'm thinking no one's gonna want to talk about UConn, and here you go with your question about UConn. My good friend Alan Casey says on the press release, UConn lost $3 million in ladies basketball in 2018.
Oh, wow.
Weird, man. Weird.
The fluctuation.
I know about Tennessee. I know what pays the bills in Tennessee, and that's football. I know what pays the bill at most SEC programs, and that's football. So I'm not sure about UConn. 865-255-03 B Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Taking a look at some of our Facebook Live comments. Got a bunch of good mornings. Leslie Ellis, good morning. Shayna Stephanie, good morning. Ronnie says he was shocked that Kerry Blackshear went to Florida, shaking his head.
Just doesn't make sense from a basketball standpoint.
Shocked? I won't say shocked.
I'm surprised.
I won't say shocked.
Yeah.
I understand if he wants to, like, have a better chance of winning, maybe Florida gives him a better chance because they have more raw talent. Defensively, they were pretty good.
I think on paper you have more talent.
On paper.
That defense plays well under Mike White.
Yes. I think.
What have you seen offensively that you're like, I'm going to go in here and they're going to make me the center of this scheme? They're going to make me the center of all of our forms coming out, all of our set plays.
If I'm Kerry Blackshear Jr., and if I'm from Orlando, hour and a half away from Gainesville, I have the leverage to say, okay, y'all want me for this 1 year? What are you preparing to do for me after basketball or away from basketball?
That's a good point.
I mean, you have to ask that. So I can see that possibly playing a role into the decision. Not saying that it did, but I can see it happening. I would absolutely use that leverage to put myself, my family in a better spot.
If you were in his shoes.
For long term. Yeah. Even him playing for 1 year. Because this could be a special year for Florida. It really could be. So I can see him picking Florida for that reason, being close to home, whatever. And him feeling like winning, he could do more of that at Florida. But it's hard for me to decline the opportunity to be coached and developed by a guy that just sent Grant Williams, Admiral Schofield, and Jordan Bone to the league and those guys were not top 250 players coming out of high school. Man,
He is a known developer. Has double-digit players, has helped send and mold them into NBA prospects. There is a major void in the front court at Tennessee. A lot of our offense, our set plays, there's 2-3 touches by the 4 and 5 position. You're going to have a lot of the offense run through you on these set plays if you were to have chosen Tennessee.
Yeah.
But just, what is this? It's an opportunity. DJ Burns and company.
He better tighten up and go.
Yep.
He better tighten up and go, man. There's opportunity for him. Redshirted last year. He got a chance to sit back and witness how special this place can be, how special this place is when Tennessee's winning. I mean, he saw it firsthand how great Grant Williams was. He saw it firsthand how great Admiral Schofield, Jordan Bone played this season and put themselves in a position to get drafted, did get drafted. If you sat on the bench last year, you had front row seats of watching how each and every night they came out prepared to play and give it their all, how they prepared during the practice, how they developed great practice habits. DJ Burns, man, he should be ready to go. He should be
hungry for this opportunity.
He should be. But you just never know about a player who is young, how mature they are, how ready they are, how much sense of urgency they have to seize the moment. You just don't know. So we'll see. But there's a great opportunity for him. Hope he takes advantage of it. 865-250-503, Beat Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Alex says, are we still waiting on any 2019 signees to get on campus? I don't think so.
No.
I think everyone is here.
Mm-hmm.
I think we don't have any J.J. Petersons that we're waiting game week for.
What do you think he's been doing this offseason?
Well, I know what he's doing. He's doing what everybody else is doing, which is lifting weights, running.
Might be doing a little extra running.
Physically, like everyone's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I want to know how our guys are mentally. There was times in the past when I can tell there was a player that was more prepared than another player on our team, even though they did the same type of physical workout. I'll give you an example. So you have groups. You have summer workout groups. And let's say on a Friday, you have the heavy lift day. So 90% of your max or whatever. Squats, bench, Olympic lifts, all those things. And then you also go out and you run. So you'll run your 110s, things like that. So everyone does the same thing. But the mentality of this player A versus player B can be different. The sense of urgency between player A, player B can be different. Player A could have a mentality of, oh, I'm going to dominate this workout. I'm going to have to crush this workout. Player B can be like, oh, man, I'm just trying to make it through. So technically they did the same workout, but one had the approach of, I'm going to crush this workout. I'm going to dominate this workout. Those are the players who are like talking trash back to the strength coach. Like, oh, this is the best y'all got for us? Oh, this is nothing. We're killing this workout. We had guys doing that. That would laugh at
surviving it.
Oh, we had guys, oh, Johnny Long, this is the best you got? Psh, this is nothing. This is nothing, Johnny Long. We crushing this workout. You better bring it next week. You better come harder than this, man. This is nothing. It's why strength coaches hate when guys put their hands on their hips and on their knees, because it's a sign of weakness. You're just showing the opponent that you're tired. That's why they don't allow you to do it in workouts. if you want to put your hand somewhere, you hold it above your head. Number one, you can breathe better anyways. You can't really breathe hunched over, leaning over with your hand on your knees. But summer's all about like mentality though. So technically, player A, player B, you've done the same workout. But they've gotten something different out of the workout. And it's mental. It's mental. Oh, late for what? Didn't I mention this earlier? But it's a late for what? Enes Kanter. Enes Kanter. My goodness. Enes Kanter, if you don't know him.
He's had a very hard year, just so you know.
He's had a rough last 2 years for
Yeah.
sure. He's from Turkey. He is basically, they consider him a terrorist because of some of his beliefs and who he is aligned with in his belief system. And there's a warrant for his arrest. So if he leaves the U.S., I mean, like Turkey could just take him, and who knows what could happen to him. He's been outspoken against leadership there with the Turkish government. So he's not wanted back there. His father and his family has endured some of the backlash. His father was put in prison. His father publicly disowned him. He's been outspoken against the government.
Yes.
So he's not afraid to speak his mind. Let's just say that. Well, he was on Callan Cowherd yesterday, and Cowherd asked him, well, you think Zion's overrated? Go ahead and say it. Yeah, you do. Go ahead and say it. And Enes fell for it. And he was like, yeah, I kind of feel like Zion Williamson is a Julius Randle with hops. Oh.
Julius Randle with hops.
Oh. You mean the guy who dropped 45 points on you? That guy? I mean, you said it in a way that was bad. Like, wait. Julius Randle with hops. Wait a minute. Julius number one is good. So
he just came off his second blown knee and dropped 45 on you.
Yeah, I mean, he's good. Number two, we do understand why Zion is hyped right now. I think every number one overall pick is going to be overhyped. That's the purpose of a draft. It's to create excitement for the draft and to create excitement for the league. Kyler Murray hyped. Overhyped? Yeah, probably.
I'm so sick of Kyler Murray. Or hearing
But
about him,
every
not him.
number one overall pick is overhyped. But if anyone deserves it, it's Zion. I mean, he dominated college basketball as a true freshman. He was Naismith Player of the Year. You realize how valuable he was when he did not play, when he blew out his knee. Excuse me, when he blew out his shoe and hurt his knee. So he deserves the hype. He's a freak. He is a good kid. He's humble. Enes sounds like a hater. He does. He sounds like a hater.
I'm assuming his follow-up comments came after the break when maybe his agent or whatnot got in his ear and told him what he had just done. But Kanter followed that initial statement with, quote, if he develops his shot, he definitely could become a Hall of Famer. It's all in his hands. He just needs to put the work in and go out there and show the whole world. Little 180.
I mean, I think that's
You
true.
can't go from Julius Randle with hops to be like, oh, this guy could be a future Hall of Famer. And not the way you just led into that. No.
I'm going to share with you the weakest comeback in social media history. So Enes Kanter was like, Zion is just Julius Randle with hops, essentially. Julius Randle tweeted him, was like, dude, I scored 45 points on you. Enes' comeback was, but your team lost. No, man, you can't do that. You can't use team success here, man. You made a comment about Julius Randle. He dropped 45 on you. It doesn't matter if the team won or lost. He dropped 45 on you. Weak comeback, Enos. Weak comeback. But your team took the L. So, if I'm a wide receiver and I go for 200 yards on a DB and 2 touchdowns, DB, you can't talk trash to me, regardless of what happened, regardless of my team won or lost. I cooked you. I owned you during that game. So you can talk about team success all you want to, but I owned you that day. You can't brag about your play against me. That point slips when you try to mention team success, because you know I got you. So Enos gets a late for what? Over the guy who lost his ear. How about that,
Get
Vol
that
Girl?
zipper pocket, baby.
I hope that makes Vol Girl feel better. For Brad Matthews, I'm Jason Swain. Have a great day. Peace and love.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and LowTCenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
It's going to be mostly sunny today with a high of 91 and a low of 67. There is a 10%